Black Man Lab. We back. We got a powerful panel tonight on a powerful subject to lead off Unity Week. The brothers from I'm a Father First and Unity Week. This is their second year doing Unity Week, and we just wanted to focus on Black men who are organizing to empower and support Black youth. And so we got a powerful panel. I'm Mauli Davis, one of the co-founders of Black Man Lab. I just wanted to bring some greetings and let you all know we're excited about tonight. If you can, begin your watch parties right now. I'm about to begin my watch party, but let people know that there are Black men all over this country that are working in the interest of supporting and empowering young Black men and Black women. And we have some of those folks on tonight, and it's going to be powerful, and looking forward to Brother Fred Parham, Brother Joe Barker moderating, and Brother Marty's going to bring us in. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Get plugged in to Unity Week this week and plug into some of these organizations and support them, because we've got to support the organizations that support us. All right, y'all. I'm going to flip it to you, Marty.
All right. Thanks, Brother Mauli. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome, everybody. As Mauli said, we're going to have a powerful session tonight. This is about us supporting us, right? And us being the best that we can be for one another to help today and the future. A couple of things. So as we start out every week, we always talk a little bit about where we came from in terms of Black Man Lab. And then also we want to make sure that we do the things that help us to stay in this space of openness and the space of safe and sacred space for us to take in information. First and foremost, this started years ago with Brother Mauli Davis and some other brothers that got together to be able to speak to their sons. And you know, sometimes our sons don't necessarily listen to us. They'll listen to somebody else. So that's what it was all about. And grown to today, you know, when we were having our live sessions, we have up to 250 men in the same space sharing information, sharing love, and sharing fellowship. So we do this now virtually because of COVID, as you know, but we still want to make sure that we are still putting that same energy out into the universe. So with that, one of the things that we always start with is getting ourselves centered and then reaching back to our ancestors. So first off, I'm going to bring in my brother, Fred Parham, to help us to get centered. And then after Fred, I'm going to bring in Brother Jared Grant to help us reach back to our ancestors. Brother Parham.
Good evening, family. What's going on, everybody? I see my man Jermaine in here, loving that. And Brother Mauli, what's going on, bro?
Man, good to see y'all brothers, man. I miss y'all guys, man. Good to see y'all.
Hey, likewise, bro. So look, to the audience, man, welcome tonight. And as we do, we want to get centered, man. We kind of want to put what happened today behind us, come for a moment at least, and you know, sit in the circle of wisdom. These brothers who are on the panel are amazing panelists tonight. And how we're going to do that is we'll take 3 deep breaths on 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale. Let those shoulders fall again. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale. Last time. 3, 2, 1. Blow it out. Back to you, Marty.
All right, thanks, Brother Fred. Appreciate that, man. It's so important for us to be able to let go of all the stuff that's happened to us in the previous week so that we are in a space that we can accept all this knowledge that we're about to get here tonight. Brother Jared, step in, man, and get our ancestors in the space, man, so we're really ready to rock. You're muted, Jared.
Sorry, welcome to Call Brothers. Welcome to this day. We love to bring in our ancestors, the memory of our ancestors in our hearts and minds. So we want to call in that, in those that we stand on their shoulders. And so let's call on our ancestors. I want you to put them inside of your memory. Those great ancestors that did great work throughout the entire world. Let's think about some of those African ancestors that did great work that we recognize throughout the world. And right now, put them in your hearts and mind for about 3 seconds. Now raise your fists, brothers, and everybody say, Ashe, Ashe. Now we want to bring in those African-American ancestors nationally here, from whence we grew up right here in the States. So let's call on some of them inside of our hearts and minds. Let me give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And everybody raise up your fist and everybody say Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. We also want to call on our ancestors in our own bloodline, those ancestors that created us. Bring them inside of your heart and mind right now. 3 seconds. Everybody raise your fist and everybody say Ashe. Ashe. And lastly, we've been losing a lot of folks, and we like to say their names as well, you know, out here in the streets due to police violence. So just think about those who have lost their lives and who spawned for the last 7 years we've been in the struggle, you know, to bring light to this and protest. And again, we stand on some of our ancestors who've been sacrificed so that we may live a more prosperous life. So think about them, say their names in your heart and mind. Everybody raise your fist and 3 times say Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Oh. All right. Thank you, Brother Grant. Appreciate that, man. We're going to jump right into it. And I want our panelists to give a quick introduction of themselves and what you're doing in the space of organizing. And then we'll get into some, Joe and Fred are going to get into some deep questioning with you guys as well. So first off, Brother Hill, my man Theo Hill from Chicago, my cool brother from back in Chicago, who we have had many a battle on the court, but then also we fellowship really hard thereafter. So I want him to introduce himself.
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing, man? Man, first of all, Marty, thanks to you all and Maui for inviting me on this powerful panel. I listened to a couple of your panels before, man. It's just been so powerful. So I'm just blessed and glad to be in you brothers' company. Theo Hill, born and raised in Chicago, co-founder and executive director of the MADE Foundation. MADE stands for Making a Difference Everywhere. We'll be celebrating 20 years next year in January. And what we do is we provide leadership development through sports programs for inner city at-risk kids, young men and young ladies of color, probably about 85 to 87% of our young boys. And we just try to give them just that hook or that tool using basketball. In our program, they learn leadership skills, life skills. We have a health and nutrition component where we teach the kids about healthy eating habits and stuff like that. And one of the interesting things about our program is we have boys and girls mixed for them to feed off each other and learn how to work together. But we try and provide quality programs that only the suburban white kids will probably get, or the well-to-do kids in the well-affluent areas. So a lot of our kids in the hood, in the neighborhood, in Inglewood, West Pullman, and all these neighborhoods we in, we provide them with a quality program that they wouldn't normally have.
All right, thanks, Theo. We'll get into your stuff a little bit deeper too as well. So appreciate you.
Hey, Marty, we got. If I can let Gary do an intro right quick, he has to jump into a space right quick. So let me let Gary Davis do a quick intro right quick.
Works perfect. Go, Gary.
Hey, how y'all doing, brothers? Real quick, it's good to see everybody.
What up, G?
Keith, Jermaine, salute, brothers. I see y'all out there on the grind. I may not hit like on your social media, but I see you, man.
I appreciate you. We see you too, brother.
Yeah, I see you,
yes,
man.
sir.
But listen, man, I'm Gary Davis, man. I have an organization that's called the Next Level Boys Academy, where we mentor young men from ages 5 to 25. We're just trying to keep as many young men, innocent young men, out of prison, giving them an alternative to incarceration, man. So always good to be a part of Black Man Lab. Unfortunately, we have a situation where we got to, as the great Maui Davis would say, we got to put some touches on a young man. this 13-year-old in the community, man. Mom is crying out for help. So we have a team of about 25 or 30 brothers that came on an emergency basis. So I'll be stepping in and out, man, to go back here and support this young man. And but I'll be on, man. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Thanks again, Gary. We always appreciate having you on, bro. Thank you. My guys, Keith and Jermaine. So if you guys can get, what's up, Keith?
What up, now?
So tell us a little bit about you guys and what you're doing.
You want to go first?
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, it's just a blessing to be on the line with all you great brothers, man. And, you know, from the first time we met all you guys, man, it was just been y'all welcome us like little brothers, man. I want to thank Miley and the whole Black Man Lab team for just unifying with us during this Unity Week, man. This Unity Week for us, this is our second installment of it. It started August 21st through the 28th, and we partnered up with Black Man Lab to be doing this about empowering our youth. And I'm the co-founder, Jermaine Todd, and we mentor fatherless boys in our community over here out of Campbellton on the west side of Atlanta. And we just love pouring into our boys and being there for them. And that's all I got, man. Thank y'all for having us, man, and we ready to get this thing going.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you, man. Keith, you want to add to that? You're on mute, Keith.
All right, can y'all hear me?
There you go. Yeah, you good.
All right,
Go
what's
ahead,
up,
brother.
brothers? What's up, brothers?
What's up, Keith?
Yeah, so I think I know everybody on here except Theo. What's up, everybody? How you doing, Theo? Pleasure to meet you. So basically, my organization is partnered with, you know, Jermaine and I are co-founders, like he said. As far as with the youth, man, we're doing a lot. So it's Unity Week. I just want everybody to let us know what we can do. Because, you know, boy, it's a lot of kids we helping. You know, whatever, you know, Gary was talking about with a 13-year-old kid. When you get out here in these streets every day, like Miley, you all brothers know, you run into cases that need help all day, every day. So right now, we've hired over, how many people have we hired, Jermaine, during this pandemic?
25 people. We're going to hire 25 people, man. It's amazing.
So we've been able to mobilize guys and ladies and families. We've been able to infuse lots of revenue. We've been able to help bury some kids, unfortunately. We've employed the mother of the buried son. She does t-shirts. So if anybody needs shirts, Mika, she's on the way up here with us now. She does the shirts. So if anybody wants to help one of our fallen young kings' mother who lives in Allen Temple, she sells t-shirts. We just meet people where they at, guys. Miley said we pitch a tent and then we live in that thing. So the God has been blessing us through this whole pandemic, and we've helped so many people. And by the end of the year, we look to mobilize at least 50 families with at least $20,000 worth of revenue. That's from employment, training, workforce development, grants, and we need collaborative efforts from the brothers. So the Unity Week has created that platform so we can remove the red tape. We have panels every day. I know the conversations and the communication has been a little convoluted, but we are here to help bridge the gap and remove the red tape so we can all help impact at a high level in a large magnitude. So I thank you guys for allowing I'm a Father First, this platform. Brother Davis has been my big bro. Like, I ain't rock with him. Like, let me see why I see Miley's face at. Miley, I hope you know, brother, no matter what goes on, I've never been dedicated to someone like I have been to you, sir, except a pastor that I've been under a church service of. So I want to let you know that you're as important as you look in the back of that Escalade. What you in, my brother? So I love you guys.
He's in his new fancy Jeep.
It ain't nothing, bro. We ride through these backwoods of Georgia.
I see you, brother. You live in Lawrence, brother. But nah, I just want to pay homage to Gary Davis, Miley Davis. Who else I see on here that have a relationship? Marty, Joe. What you do recruiting them boys, Joe? You so dedicated, bro. I know we doing intros, but for everybody that I served with, man, and this pandemic has shut down our Monday matrimony, I want to thank you guys for staying dedicated, because right now, your brother is going through a major attack from Satan himself. So I would like everybody on this call to pray for me, everyone who knows what my business has consisted of over the past 90 days. And for those that don't, it's caused a lot on me and my family. So for those that really care about building up Black men to be warriors, healers, and builders, please meet me at the Intercontinental after this call because I need a brother alert, I think is what it's called.
Amen, brother. Amen. We got you, brother. We got you, man.
We got you, Keith. Always sending you love and light, bro.
I see. There's another young brother on here. I want to make sure we introduce. Come on, Ray. I know you, man. You probably at work or you hanging out with your son.
What's up,
I
Bob?
want
How
you to
y'all doing?
introduce yourself. We're good, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kamari. We're going to talk about you a little bit.
Yeah, all right. My name Kamari Ray. For everybody who don't know me, I work with Next Level Boys Academy. I ran into Mr. Davis a minute ago, probably about 3.5 years now ago. I got with the program Next Level Boys Academy. I caught a charge going to school on a full-ride scholarship. You know, I had a lot going for myself. Had a kid in the midst of everything, you know, but God do everything for a reason. It really saved my life, to be honest. Like, I really don't know where I'd be without Mr. Davis. You know what I'm saying? The more positive mentor I done ever had in my life, dedicated. That's the biggest thing, consistency and dedication. And that's what Next Level offers. You know what I'm saying? They always there every step of the way. And whenever they need you. I'm a married man now. I'm 22 years old. You know, trouble-free. Working steady job, 9 to 5, no problem with saying it. Feed my family a legal way now.
That's
and
what's up,
called character. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate having you on, bro.
Hey, that's hard right there, brother. Keep staying the course, brother. Keep staying
Yes, sir.
down.
Yes, sir. Father first. Yes,
I
sir.
haven't met a young brother. That's you, Kamari.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate having you on,
That's what's
brother.
up,
Yes, sir.
And we really commend you for being married at 22.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
That's something special. Hey, what I want to do is I want to bring in Mauli. You know, obviously the organizer head organizer of Black Men. He was, you know, running and one of the founders of Let Us Make Man. So Let Us Make Man serves kind of the parent company, if you will, for Black Men Lab. So, you know, when we talk about organizing, there's not much more of an example of a great organizer than, you know, my best man, Mauli. Go ahead, Mauli.
Yeah, peace, bro. And to the young bro, man. What's up, bro? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Always, Mr. Davis. How you doing?
I'm good, man. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we're doing with Let Us Make Man. You know, this whole pandemic for the last 14 years, we gather somewhere in Georgia to do a one-day set of panel discussions around educating Black youth. We do it around law and Black society because we want to educate young brothers about what their rights are when encountering the police. And we do rebuilding the Black family with Dr. Gary White. And so we're doing it again, but it's going to be virtual. And we just want everybody to plug in. It's free. It's going to be September the 12th. And it's going to be a real powerful joint on letusmakeman.net. And the work of Let Us Make Man has really grown out of relationships with 10 brothers. We have brothers from different spiritual belief systems. We had African traditional religions. We had Islam, Christianity, but the brothers, one thing for getting together was to reclaim the whole idea and concept of what it was to be a Black man, because we feel like it had been hijacked, right? And so that's what we started almost 15 years ago with Brother Derek Bozeman as the convener, and Brother Jared, Brother Fed Parham are among the brothers that are with us. So, you know, Let Us Make Man is kind of ongoing, and it never stops, and the building of a brotherhood. And, you know, I didn't want things to get past us, but Brother Keith Lewis really did reach out. So I'm really hoping, you know, we can connect with him, because this work, and Gary Davis and I have had these conversations, this work can wear you down, because, you know, sometimes you got to fight our people to help our people. But we've got to be committed to that, because that's our life, that's our purpose. That's our destiny, is to serve our people and to uplift our young people and give them the opportunities that we have had. I just want to share that and look forward to this conversation and talking about more about Let Us Make Man and some of the work with the young brothers we're doing and will continue to do.
All right, thanks, Molly. Appreciate that. With that, let's get deep into it, man. And I'm gonna hand it off to Brother Joe and Brother Fred. You guys just bang away with the questions and see how much information we can get out of this awesome group we got here. And Joe, go fire away, man.
You got it. Hey, man, first and foremost, I want to say this, man. I look at this powerful group of brothers on here and the different organizations that we represent. And I just want to say, Keith and Jermaine, man, the whole emphasis on Unity Week this week and us kicking it off and you allowing Black Man Lab to have this panel with you all tonight. I want to say, man, this is what it's all about. You know, you have all these people that want to give the narrative of Black folks being crabs in a barrel. But meanwhile, what I see is several Let Us Make Man all the way through these different organizations doing nothing but supporting each other, man. So Keith, man, kudos for you and Jermaine and how you pulled this together and the great work you all are doing and how we are supporting each other, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
I want to start off, man, with you know, Keith, you guys have done a lot of work. And as we talk about organizing to empower youth, you and Jermaine gave a little bit of a background of some of the things that you're doing. But Keith, man, I was standing next to you at Black Man Lab, man. I was hearing some of your pains over the past year. So tell us a little bit about, man, what this past year has been like for you guys and trying to organize and do the great work that you all are doing that was straight uphill.
Is he still on?
Yeah,
well, I can answer that for you, man. It's just been, man. It's just been crazy, a crazy ride, fellas. As you know, man, Keith, we got a barbershop inside Best Academy, and that was our main focus. We got mentoring, we king talk with the boys. We probably got like 80 boys in our program, man. We cut their hair every other week. We make sure their hygiene is good. We make sure we talk to them about life, about everything. And we was trying to figure out what was our next step and what was our next moves, man, to try to do something for these boys. And then the pandemic hit, man, and it was just like, whoa, they shut the school down. And that's like, man, that's where we do all our best work, inside the school. So now it's like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get to our boys? What are we gonna do? So we had to pivot in the pandemic, and that's what we did. We pivoted, and man, we started serving meals to some of the boys and some of the families at APS schools, man, and it was just been amazing ever since then. We fed over 225 families a day, 1,400 meals a day. So it's just all about pivoting and making sure you can pivot and do something else when your other thing dries up for you. But we definitely still stand on the ground. We're definitely still mentoring our boys. And now we just got to go virtual due to this pandemic thing. So it's a new space for everybody, man. And we just got to work hard and encourage them and just let them know we still here for them. Even though we can't see them in person, how we was with that personal touch. Because now we had an initiative called the Corner Boys when the boys was out selling water. They took all those boys off the corner. So now you got like 600 boys over a span of 150 corners without jobs, and they was making money every day. So now, guys, we got to come together and create something for these young brothers and empower them. And that's why we're trying to empower them through music, through everything. So we do have a song. We do have a song coming out called Black Boy Joy. And we're trying to bring that joy back into our young Black boys, man. Want to love y'all to hear it.
Man, one love, Jermaine, man. That's a wonderful thing. And bruh, just on the strength, you know, I know you boys be on the ground at best because I come through and see you all. So I'm sending nothing but positive energy and blessings, man.
Thank you, big bro.
Yeah, gotta find that Intercontinental, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all gotta pull up and holler
Ah,
at bro, man. You know, it's been a lot of, when you go to sleep one night and you go to sleep in playing high school baseball and you wake up and you in center field for the Atlanta Braves, man, you might go crazy.
oh
You
yeah,
might don't know what to do.
oh
It's
yeah.
just, it was just that fast, man. And we just been just holding fast, brothers. And all those Mondays in there with you guys and just giving us that hope and that know we got brothers behind us and how much y'all just kept pouring in us good stuff, man. We made it through, man, and we appreciate y'all, and we definitely need y'all more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just been hard, you know what I mean? But that Monday kept us all intact, bro. We knew we had 50, 60, 75, 80, 100 men, boy, and we was on that link in that chain, boy. But over these last months with that COVID, man, just kind of felt like me and my boy in a couple of chains, man. But we need all them links, big bros.
That's
Well,
what's
well
up.
Jermaine, let me say this because I think with some of the amazing work you've done, you have modestly empowered the community in a very strong way. So when COVID hit, you made a great transformation and you started feeding families.
Yes, sir.
All of us in the space of young men, and let's be clear, a lot of our young men are out on the corner selling water, doing different things because they want to feed, they want to take care of their moms, they want to make sure everybody at home is okay. But
Yes,
maybe
sir.
feeding families, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
how
sir.
many a week are you able to impact?
What as far as feeding them? Yeah, it was 225 families every day, 5 days a week, lunch and dinner. So guys, it was 1,400 meals going out every day from I'm a Father First. Can y'all believe that I was feeding my next door neighbor who is 86 years old and who was one of my mom's best friends? And it's just so heart filling to be able to feed the community that you're from and get to know the people and really just know you're a lifeline to them during this pandemic, man. And they don't have to go to the store. We had two senior assisted living homes we were giving 100 meals a piece to, man. And you just got to see the smiles on these kids' face. I had one family, man. I even did the route so much, man. I had fun on my routes, man. It was so fun. A couple families used to come outside when I pull up, man, and I get to know the kids. But during the COVID, I really couldn't spend no time and really get to know the kids. So now we want to do wraparound services for these families because we got data of 225 families, which their family household is under $20,000, guys. So they need us more than just food. And when you feed somebody for that long, man, now their eyes are a little open. Now we got to go in with something else. Now we got to go in with information. We got to go in with immunity kits. We got to go in with seeing what's their needs and how can we help them. We got to employ them. We got to do all kind of stuff for them, man.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
to
man.
get this information.
So yeah, you're right, Jermaine. And to that end, man, the question is, what's the motivation? So, like, the panel is talking tonight just about organizing young people. And for me, when I look at these heads of these organizations, one, they got to have the magnitude to be able to attract young men. And so I want to just kind of grow across the panel and hear a little bit more about what it is that you bring or what it is that you think young people get out of your program. So Brother Theo, I know you're up there in the shop, bro. Tell us, what do you think the biggest thing young people get from your program? What are the outcomes that you see in the young people in terms of them decision making, school, what have you?
Well, one of the main things, as I said on the introduction, is we use basketballs as that hook or that tool. That just get them in. They think they're gonna be the next LeBron James or the next Steph Curry or what have you. So we use that tool, and ironically, probably about 60% of the kids in our program, they can't shoot a layup and chew gum at the same time, but they're interested in basketball. Team sports teaches you so many different things: discipline, work ethic, perseverance. And they've heard a lot of these words before by their teachers or their parents or what have you, but they don't really know how to apply those habits or those skills to their everyday life. And by them being in the inner city, man, and you all see it as well. You know, you have some kids who, you know, in the 7th to 8th grade, their daddy in jail, their mom on drugs, they're being raised by their grandmother who's an alcoholic, and they got to try and make do how they can for their 2 or 3 younger brothers and sisters. So some of the things that we try to instill with them is just the life skills of perseverance, overcoming anything, and just that work ethic and being held accountable.
Loving it. G. Davis, is Gary on, Joe? Or he still away?
Gary is actually in there right now with the family, and I told him to turn on live when he gets a chance. I'm in here with him. I'm gonna fall in there a little bit, but let's move on from Gary for a minute here. My bad.
No, you good, bro. Kamari, how you doing, brother? You still with us?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to say, man, wanted to talk to you a little bit about your experience, man, and you know, what inspired you to come back to Bro Davis, and what messages are you giving the young brothers?
Really, actually, I mean, the energy, I guess you could say, kept me coming back to Mr. Davis, because I'm a firm believer of energy. So I move off most of the time. So he was a positive guy. He always had nothing but positivity when I came around him. As far as juggling everything, when you're asking, that's really life advice, building your character. You know what I'm saying? The way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you maneuver in and out of life. Because you have a reasoning in everything that you're doing, you have a choice. So a lot of people feel like they lack on choices or they don't have a choice in order to do certain things. So he taught my mind, he trained my mind in order to not think like that. So it made you become self-efficient, more self-efficient, if I would say, more stability as a man to be able to stand on your own. In a legal aspect, and in the aspect that you're supposed to stand as a man, though, man, he just taught me a lot of things, man. Mr. Gary, man, he read, not just alone him, Joe Barker, a lot of the next level men, they give you examples. Guys from Black Man Lab as well. When I went to the one in Columbus, I liked that one. I loved that one. We had the one in Columbus. Yeah, I loved it. I came to that one. I loved that one. That was real powerful. It was a message, you know?
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it too.
Gravitate towards that, man. Yeah, always. When you gravitate towards that, make you want to come back, make you feed for some more. So I just always got that. Yeah, I always got that feel when I came to class. Always.
I love that simple definition you gave too, brother. Energy, man. You know, having been a classroom teacher, you know, you would go in and all the adults would say, man, kids know. They know you're sincere, man. They know what that energy is. As soon as you walk in the room, you win or lose on that first day. So I understand what you mean when you say that energy, because I know Bro Gary be bringing it, because he's been a man as well.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So anyway, man, tell us a little bit, Jermaine, you know, when you guys had to transition, before the transition to feeding families, man, what kind of messaging were the young men wanting to hear, man? What did they say to you that you could say, we need this at Best Academy in our community?
Right. Well, really, they didn't really have to say what we really realized, man, that most important word for me is we were just being consistent, and we was always there, and whatever we told them, we did. We didn't give them no false dreams. Just like Brother Theo said, man, we just gave it to him straight. And I could just tell the difference in Brother Kamari, how he's just speaking, man. And I just, man, that you just sound good, brother. I already see what Mr. Davis did for you, brother. And you talk so profound, and that's great, man. And that's all we want to leave with the young boys, man. Just to let them know that we gonna always be there. When we say we gonna be there, it's just about that consistency. If you don't have that consistency, man, and you be flexing and you be lying and you be looking green, they see right through it, man. I don't know how they see through it, but like they gonna see through it, bro. They gonna see through it. They gonna be like, I don't know about him, bro, because I just don't know. But the only thing I say is stay consistent, man. And brother Gary David, how you done taught that young man how to talk, brother? I gotta send some people through your group, brother. You know what I'm saying? Cause he talked like a real nice young man, man, and that's good, man. And all you guys are doing some amazing stuff, man. And so we need to just however we can collab together and streamline all these young men and make sure they're safe. That's what I think we should do.
Ashe. I saw we had G for a minute, but he left out again. So yeah, man, I wish Miley, I wanted to jump to you right quick, bro, because you said something earlier during the introduction just about how, you know, Black men needing to create institutions or create for young men modeling and pathways, man. So I wanted to come back to you and not lose that thought. How you elaborate on that, man? What did you mean when you said, you know, just what earlier about Black boys needing organizations to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, man, everything that we've ever done that's meaningful has come out of an organization, right? It's either come out of your organization that's called family, or it's come out of your organization that's called team, or it comes out of your organization, like in the law, that's called firm. And so when we really look at what our young brothers need, part of the reason they join and connect up with gangs is that they trying to join an organization, right? They trying to get down with some people who gonna get down with them, who gonna hold their back. And that's the level of love that we have to show, is that, yo, we gonna ride with you. And so we have all kinds of situations, and the brothers of Let Us Make Man have embraced a lot of brothers, right, over the years, young brothers who are a little older, who've needed support. And I think the key is that, man, it's got to be about the love that we have for each other. And we can't love each other till we love ourselves and we recognize the beauty of being a Black man. I mean, we should be getting up every morning. I don't care, you know, you just had this shooting in Kenosha, in Milwaukee, you know, Wisconsin area. We just had the shooting down in Sylvania, Georgia, of a Black man. And I still get up every morning thanking God for having made me a Black man. I still get up every morning thanking my ancestors for having walked this path and put this challenge in front of us, because as Brother Marty has said before, man, our experiences have made us uniquely equipped to organize, to lead, and to serve in a moment such as this, because it ain't been given to us, you feel me? And so I just want us to continue to build organizations and the institutions that stabilize the lives of other young brothers, so that when the other institutions fail, like if the family is a little fragmented, a little shaky, if somebody has let them down, for them to know, man, that there are groups of Black men and organizations who are committed to them, committed to their well-being, and won't give up on them, you know. And as frustrating as it can, we just can't give up.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, to your point, Miley, I'm glad you brought it back. I was sticking to it, and I'm glad you drove it home. But right now, I think Joe has Gary Davis ready, man. He's going to take us inside some work that he's doing. Joe, are you on here, Joe?
Yeah, can you guys hear me any better? Is my
bro,
signal
yeah,
a
we
little
can
bit
hear
better,
you
guys?
1,000 times better, bro. Yes,
All
sir.
right, great. So what I'm gonna do, man, and we unfortunately, like I said, the timing, we had to get some touches on this family. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to let you hear what we're saying, because it's very sensitive. We got a 13-year-old man who's been in some trouble and a mom who is ready to give up. But what I want to do is I just want to, take maybe, 15, 20 seconds, just let you walk in there and let you see what we're doing down here at Next Level and the touches that we're trying to put on these families when they come in. So just, I'm gonna reverse the camera and just walk in here for a couple seconds and come back in here and let you, and we'll
yeah, Joe, I see you
briefly.
going out. Yeah, but we'll look for the video, man. And while you're doing that, Joe, for those of us in the audience who can see and those listening, man, this work is real out here, brothers. If you're watching, if you're listening, and it does take love, man. And I'm talking about the kind of love that a mama would have when the baby's sick and she getting up in the middle of the night. That kind of love, like Miley said, toward one another, but also toward the young people. And I think, as a teacher, man, I always try to center myself just to remember that they are our children, man. And so for anything we can see in them, they deserve our every effort to fix it. And I just wanted to bring Jared Grant into the conversation for a minute, man, just kind of go through, like, from the Let Us Make Man piece, like what we do at the Black Man Lab and what we seeing Gary Davis do now, man.
We're seeing a video right now, aren't we?
Nah, this is live, bro.
That's live, man.
That's
I
live.
saw a video. I see it's Joe's video. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a live
Yeah.
shot of Gary Davis doing the work. But come on, go ahead.
Yeah. But what Brother Davis has done with Let Us Make Man and the Black Man Lab, of course, is to provide us what we do in the classroom. And Fred, you know this is what we do is what's called differentiated instruction. And differentiated instruction is to show folks different ways in order to, as we're talking about, we do these touches on these young men. Gary Davis does a great job in providing us with a narrative of showing what happens to the family when certain things happen to these youth, bringing the youth on to let them know what occurs. We had a young man who was facing 40 years with Gary, but the judge, instead of putting the young man in jail for 40 years, the judge released him to Gary's program. And in working in Gary's program, that young man was able to speak to others on the panels at Let Us Make Man conference, on panels for Black Man Lab, and that type of differentiation, to hear it from the mothers, to hear it from the young men who are in trouble now, to hear it from the young men who've gotten past the trouble and now are mentoring other young men and other people around what they need to do in order to get out of the trouble. So
appreciate that, brother Jared. That's exactly what we're doing down here. I mean, that's perfect. And I think what you brothers heard earlier is Kamari Ray, who's still on the call. That was his testimony, man. He has impacted organizations from Let Us Make Man, where it's exactly what Brother Grant's talking about, where he went down there and spoke, to being a mentor with Next Level, to having come through the diversion program. So when you got, we're touching entire families, guys. And what I love about what Jermaine and Theo and Gary and Let Us Make Man are doing is we're starting with some young men that society has counted out, right? Society has said, you know what, we good. Y'all don't really, count. And with the police brutality that we're seeing and all the advocates that we have fighting for it. Brother Theo, before you leave, you want to say a couple words before you get out of here, brother?
Oh, there we go. Man, I'm just listening, man. It's always good to see brothers with the same ideas, man. Everybody on the part, like you just said, Maui, as far as the kids of color, man, our kids, our young men, they count them out. They got an X on their back. And if we don't, it's not my organization against your organization, against your organization. We battle in the streets, we battle in the police brutality, and we just gotta stop talking about it as a whole. Not saying us on this call, but just the Black brothers come together and put whatever differences anyone have, just to come together. But this is our future, man. This is our future that we're talking about. These are our legacies out there that we're talking about. And if we don't give them the blueprint and the love that they need and the tools that they need, then it's gonna go downhill from here, brother.
Bro, Theo, before you jump, man, what's the best habit, man, that you do yourself every day to keep you motivated, bro?
Best habit that I do, meditate.
Meditation, strong.
Amen.
And being from yoga, man, helped me out because man, if I'm watching the video of brother in Kenosha, Wisconsin, you got all these brothers, man, young, old, or whatever. You always joking about, like I'm about 22, I'll be 49 on Friday, but I'm the same guy that was one day you would see me with a 9-piece suit on and a briefcase, but sometimes I have a hoodie on with some sneakers and a sweatsuit. I could very well get, the police pull me over, whatever case, they could very well pull a gun out on me. I'm just going to try and feed my family or going to a meeting or what have you. That same, whether you see that hoodie on, I'll probably be in a meeting with you in a couple of hours. You know what I'm
Amen,
saying?
brother.
And so
Amen.
that just going, that meditation keeps me going, man, and that yoga.
Now, Theo, before you jump off, man, what can we do as brothers to support you? How can we share your information, or what can we do as a brotherhood? I'm going to give each one of you all that same opportunity.
Man, just connect. I just sent out a message, man. If we can exchange emails and continue the dialogue on how we can come together, man. I'll come to Atlanta. I mean, to talk to some kids or try and plug something. Love for you all to come here. I have a lot of roots in ATL. Actually, my daughter went to Georgia State, grew up in Georgia. My oldest daughter, my wife, Spelman. So I got a lot of roots in ATL. And just learning more and more about I think you came up in summer for one of the holidays about a year and a half ago. You were telling me about the Black Man Lab and what you all were doing, man. I would love to have some of that in Chicago on some of the panels that we speak on, and just collaborate, man. We just got to collaborate as much as possible, man.
Hey, say less on that, Theo, man. I think that's a done deal. What we need to do is, I say you, Molly, Marty, me, and Fred, we figure out how we put a panel together for some of your Chicago connections and have something during the week one of these days. I'm with you, brother. 100. We'll make that happen.
Molly, I know you had something before Theo jumped.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Theo 2 quick questions, man. What's your age group, Theo, in terms of your youngest young person that you engage? And then what are you doing to recruit other brothers to work within MADE? You know, like, what is that process? Because I know a lot of people, they're looking, man, right in this moment. I feel like brothers are looking for ways to enter the work. You know what I mean? And so just hit those 2 things so folks can just get a clear picture of what you're doing and how they can get in.
Our target audience are the 9. We try and catch it before they get to high school. When they get to high school, it's not impossible, but it's just so much harder to catch them when they're 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And the borderline kids, the 7th to 8th grade, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, we really try and get them, because once they get to high school, they can go one way or the other. There is no in between. So we try and catch them before they get to that high school age and give them some guidance, some tough love, just some real tools they're gonna need. And all of our staff are people of color. We have about 87, 88% of brothers that's on our staff. We got about 13% of sisters. Some of them are high school teachers. Some of them are grammar school teachers. Some of them have some background with basketball. We also hire some of the kids who have been in our program when they were in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, who are now college students. When they come home for the summer, we hire them as well. Actually, we also have 3 full-time staff of young men who just graduated from college that were in our program when they were 12 years old. So that's how we try and recruit. And when we start a new program or a new pilot, we also like to recruit and employ people in their neighborhood who always have a rapport with their kid. So they already trust them. If somebody, they see a MADE shirt, man, what's that? They're going to rebel first. But if somebody that's there in that state, that city, whatever, it kind of brings it in and have the rapport like, it's one of us, it's one of ours, you can trust them. That's what we need, man, amongst everybody, just that trust among people of color, man.
Outstanding, bro. And Jermaine, man, can you hear me, bro? Theo, sending you great love, man, sending you strength, bro.
Yes, sir, I can hear you, brother. Thank you, brother Theo, man. Have a good one, brother.
All right, we're going to exchange information, man.
Yeah.
Chicago.org. We can link up like that, brother. Man, I'm looking forward to this. This was powerful. I may go downstairs and give my wife a hug and a kiss on the cheek, but there you go.
Right.
It's good energy.
Hey, Molly, we got to link up with bro Theo, man, and do a panel right in the Chicago group, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Man, great to see you, Theo. But I love the questioning, man. And Jermaine, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to give you a chance to say, man, how brothers could help, Iron Fathers First and you all's work, those of them who are listening and watching tonight.
Hey, man, y'all can call me, man. My number 678-755-8504. We need.
I love it.
Look,
give them the office.
Call me the office 235 Peachtree Street, Suite 454. Man, with headquarters over there with Miss Parker on Camerton, man. Wherever we at, we just need y'all to pull up, man. I got you can go to www.imafatherfirst.org. And man, we need members, we need donation, we want to hire people, man. Whatever you want to do to help, man. We just want to be around some good, outstanding brothers. And we love y'all and we appreciate y'all for having us on the Black Man Lab, man. You know, it's always a special honor to be on the panel, especially with Brother Jared and Brother Miley and Brother Fred and all y'all boys.
Hey guys, I got a beautiful queen that's been helping me, guys, and Miley knows what's going on. I want to introduce y'all to Miss Mary Parker.
Miss Parker, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Tell me the address.
Doing great.
I want you guys to come on over to 2800 Campbellton Road to Junction 2800. And let's have some dialogue there. I can't give you the hours because until Thursday, I can be available Thursday after 2, if that would work. But up till then, you're going to be here?
Yeah, we're going to make it the day asking where to meet at. They need to know a place that they can come in the hours that they can tell
4 o'clock, 2800 Campbellton Road, Junction 2800. I will be your host that evening.
Okay, or they can call V103, tell Black Man Lab you support them. They want to make sure I'm covered right now, brother.
Yeah, definitely. I'm supporting.
Hey, Keith.
Maui, what's going on, brother? All right.
What's going on, bro?
Keith, I wanted to go back to a question that Fred had asked Theo. And Keith, you and Jermaine, but Keith, man, I've been by your side a lot, and I've seen some of your struggles firsthand, bro. And some of them days you come in just when you ain't know what was next, but you kept it moving. You stayed strong. I wanted to ask, man, what are some of your practices or daily habits that, man, give you that inner strength, man, to keep persevering? Because I've witnessed some of your challenges, bro.
Yeah, well, I can tell you guys, to get to the point where this is what's been distracting me on this panel, it's Unity Week. So I got Black Elvis, multi-platinum producer. Elvis, say what's up to Black Man Lab. Excuse me. Say what's up to Black Man Lab. They need to understand the rituals of success. You have Mary Parker, who's giving over something in funding. You got Black Elvis, multi-platinum producer. You got several people that I talk to that are never around, from sports to entertainment to technology to finance. So when people who know me from one area say you're all over the place, they don't know that I have consultants in every area, man. I just didn't call them that because I'm from the streets. So I didn't call a person a consultant. I said they're my partner. You see what I'm saying? So now, talking to my friends daily, they have resources, bro. They have opportunities in books. I've been reading so many books. I haven't watched TV the whole pandemic. Like, I've literally been all over the country, but have not watched TV once. So when people call me asking me about this person and that person, I haven't seen it. I don't even have social media on my phone now. So for me, it's been exciting to detach, which is why Jermaine is stepping forefront on so much. Jermaine is the CEO of this thing. He has to be forefront. I'm the founder and the visionary. So now I'm going to be able to move into other places, and it takes people like Mary Parker who guide us. So it takes being open. You know, I've gotten a therapist during this time. The therapists are very expensive. I didn't know that. They're very expensive.
Yes, sir.
They're very expensive. I spent over $1,000 in the past 7 days on therapy.
Wow.
So it's a lot, guys. I don't know, and I don't know what's healthy in certain spaces. And Big U, Mally, the reason he didn't want to get on the panel because he didn't understand how the flow goes. People wants to know how the flow goes. When I had some big people just like Mally on some of my calls, people want to know who they standing next to. So for me, it's important to know who I'm standing next to and what they stand on. See, when I came in the game, all I cared about was working and helping Black boys, like what everybody say they doing. But once I got in the game, I realized there was so much other stuff in the game. So I was like, okay, you got to be prepared and you got to be agile. You got to be able to move. So you see me from whether it's picking up the merchandise or whether it's doing whatever people around us need. You got to be as comfortable carrying Miley's luggage as you are being able to talk to the funder that's giving you this money to do what you're doing. And that I am, guys. So knowing myself is my best practice. And knowing the new norm, what it is. I need everybody to get my book, man. Ain't nobody bought no books but Rashard, Richard, and Miley. I need some more people to buy 10 packs of my books because kids need them. I'm giving them to them for free, so I'm losing on my RI. And then they're going to tell me I'm tripping. So all I'm saying is I need my brothers to stand in. I'm at the Intercontinental. Okay. I want y'all to come to the pool because it's a mental health Black man's alert for Unity Week, okay?
Keith, man, I appreciate that. That's some wisdom nuggets right there, brother. I appreciate it. And we definitely will make sure that we drop some information on your book and all the information Jermaine gave us. So thank you very much for that, good
Man,
brother.
I thank you guys. Y'all don't know how much y'all mean to us. And one thing we're going to do is stay true to who we are. So I hope
Appreciate
everyone that stays along the ride knows that we support you guys 120%. So whatever we can do for Black Man Lab, we want to hire youth. We still have jobs. We need graphic designers. We need videographers. We need editors. I literally met these young boys in the lobby and we shot a video and did a flyer and they made money. You got to have people that think fast during the pandemic. When you pivot, man, that thing, yeah, it don't take, when you're in the streets, if that thing start busting, you got to be able to move, sirs. So right now, we got an attack on us. So I need to know who's ready to move because we move every day. Thank you for the leadership, Miley. You have really pushed the needle for me and my consciousness mixed with my other stuff. And you've made a well-balanced brother. Thank you, sir.
Awesome, awesome.
Appreciate
Hey, do I
you.
still have Kamari Ray on here, buddy? Are you still here?
Yeah, he on there. Well, I can see him, but look like he stepped away from the camera.
Hey, that what I want him to come meet us ASAP. If y'all want to introduce us, Gary, I'd love for Gary, you and Kamari to come see what we're doing and see how we can tap him in the right way. You feel me?
Gotcha. I got you. Kamari, you there, brother?
Man, look,
All right. Well, he may have
Kamari being a father, man.
Right.
Look, Kamari being a father first. You did?
Man, brother. Amen. Well, I just, when he comes back, we'll see if we can tie him in because as a young brother, I want to hear his habits and his practices as well. So we'll come back to him, though. We'll come back to him. But
I think we had a first on Black Man Lab tonight, brothers. You know, we never really been in a live session before, man. And I don't want that to be lost on us.
I appreciate that, brother.
Man, that
I'll
was
tell you
profound,
what, man. It was...
And so tell us a little bit more about, man, you know, how y'all take the family through specifically in the process of recruiting brothers. Like, how do y'all recruit brothers for next level to do what y'all doing tonight?
You know, the thing that's so awesome, man, is what Gary does is a lot of like what Keith said, man. Gary stay in these streets, man. He stays in the court system and trying to see where these young brothers that are in trouble, that are looking for a way out. Where these parents, these moms and dads that want to engage and say, I need my son in this program. And we had a young man, we have a young man in the program who, when he joined the program, it was for alleged armed robbery in Alabama. He and his mother came every week for going on 2 years. Every Saturday, traveled 2 hours to get to this session. And when his court case came up, Gary Davis and about 6 or 7 other brothers from the team went to his court case in Alabama. And that judge, who was a young African-American brother, who was also a member of the illustrious Kappa Alpha Psi, I will throw that out there. All right, Molly, all right.
Somebody's smiling.
That brother said he had never seen anybody come in court with such a strong level of support. So why I had to show you that video tonight is because tonight was their first day coming. And I wanted you to see how it starts. It don't always start with the giggles and happiness, man. Mom is in here crying. Baby boy don't want to be in here. He's mad because mom made him come. But by the time they left, man, this young lady leaves with, you know, no rent for the next month. We said, hey, we're going to cover that for you. You focus on you. All right. So her rent paid for the next month. The young man, he started seeing other brothers that are like him in this program. And he's like, wait, this ain't no BS. This is people that really doing work, man. So I wanted to show you all that because this is their first night in the program. And like you said, Fred, that was history because we've never taped it either. You know,
Wow.
Gary goes live on the weekend, but this was the first family meeting that he's ever allowed to kind of go live like this and let you all see some of the things that were going on and some of the positive touches happening.
Hey, man, that was a beautiful thing, brothers. Miley, I know, you know, the Black Man.
Man, I want to throw something else. I want to throw something else in there, man, that I think is really important. Think of this, brothers. These brothers got together to intervene on this family during a pandemic, and they are literally risking their lives to try to save his life. And I just don't want us to miss that, man. And why, you know, that's why, you know, can't nobody tell me about what black men are doing in this country and where we are. I know because I see and experience it. And so, you know, I was asked during an interview maybe last week on one of these shows about, what about the image of black men? I'm like, what about it? I mean, all the black men I see, they standing strong. The ones I know most intimately and I know personally, they ride or die for theirs. They working hard, trying to get at people, trying to save lives, risking their lives, believing in our people. And so I just don't want us to miss that, man, because so often we'll let one narrative be told about us, right. And we've got and all of these brothers, we got a whole bunch of organizations, man. We could have had and we know each of us know at least 25 other brothers doing this work, like for real. We're talking about, we all know at least 100 and something brothers doing the work. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying, man. I done pulled up here, man. The brother called out me and brother Moody, man. Brother Moody here. We done pulled up, man.
Moody.
Coming straight off the road. What's happening, y'all? We coming straight off the road, man. Trying to run over here and check on Keith, man, at this Intercontinental. So we done came from South Georgia because the brother made the call. So I'm going to run in here and see where they at and try to touch bases with them. But I just give thanks to Fred and Joe. Excellent work, brothers. I'm going to stay on and try to see if I can't find these brothers inside the hotel.
Yeah, we're in the lobby right now, bro. We're in the lobby.
Much love. Joe, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so what I want to do now, we're getting towards the end of it, and I know you guys, Jermaine, don't go nowhere because I'm about to ask you something, brother.
Yes, sir.
We've gathered a lot of great, powerful organizations and done some talking tonight about what we're doing. But this call specifically is for Unity Week, for I Am a Father First and the great work that they're doing. Jermaine, man, why don't you walk us through, if you have an agenda or itinerary or something, why don't you walk us through some of this week's events and how we can best support you?
Hey, if you we'll have everything for the rest of the week up on unityweekatl.com. Tomorrow, we'll be having the real estate piece with Brother Terry Brantley. One of my homeboys I graduated with, Brother Bilal Sharif. Wednesday, we on with wealth management, Nicole Garner, BB&T. Wednesday, we'll have the Zoom links on the website. Thursday, we're Purpose for Commitment. We got a couple of brothers that's from the neighborhood and just been through a lot, man, and just really showing that purpose for the commitment of the cause that they're really trying to push. And Friday is creating an eternal legacy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all want to leave for our families, and that's all why we're doing this work we're doing now. We want to definitely leave a legacy and just make sure to be able to push forward if we here or not, man. That's what a legacy is, man. They want us to love you when we gone and keep up the work when we here, and we gone and when we here, baby. Either way it go.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Unity Week ATL.
Unity Week,
Unity Week ATL, baby.
ATL.com.
Yes, sir.
Jermaine, one other thing I want to ask you, brother, is Keith had given us a little bit of his thoughts and so forth, but what I want to hear from you is, because I've seen you through some of those challenging times as well. Brother, how are you keeping your mentality? How are you keeping your sanity? What is it that keeps you strong and strengthened to get through each day to the next level and keep pushing?
Hey, what keep me strong and keep me through the next day is I done been through the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. Is I lost my mom when I was 20 years old. So, man, don't nothing really fade me, bro. And what stuck with me, those 20 years she was here, she made me understand that I don't need to go left. I'm going to go right. So
amen.
I just want to that's a part of my character. She left me with some character traits. Even when I had to go through an adverse situation, I still remained true to my character and what she had taught me and how to be. And she always just told me to be anxious for nothing but prayer and supplication. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never too anxious and can't nothing too much fade me, because the worst thing that ever done happened to me already done happened. So now all I can do is keep moving and keep pushing, because can't nothing else hurt me.
Powerful, brother.
Yeah,
powerful.
Bro. I think Kamari made it back. Hey, brother, man, y'all be safe out there, man. The Intercontinental Unity Week ATL, to the listeners, check the website out and get connected,
yes, sir.
brother.
We love y'all, man. Thank y'all so much.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you guys, man. Hey, Fred and Jared, if you guys are still on, one last thing I want to do as we wind down here. Let's talk about the Let Us Make Man information coming up, man. I know Miley kind of led with that, so I just want to make sure we shout out Let Us Make Man, which in my mind, that's the grandfather of everything, man. I've admired the work that y'all are doing for Let Us Make Man for years. I always try and come to the banquets. You all have scholarshiped and mentored my sons. Like, just the touches, man, have just been phenomenal. So I want to make sure we pay homage to Let Us Make Man and what you guys have coming up and how we can support you guys.
Go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for circling back, Joe, around to Let Us Make Man, because it is September 12th. All roads lead to Let Us Make Man. And this year, man, it's our first time being online, as you can imagine. We've streamed before. So what we've done is we've basically taken the 14 sessions and scaled them down to 4.
That's right.
Just 4 this year. And so you got Law and Black Society.
Mm-hmm. The art of community organizing, awakening the genius in Black youth, and restoring the Black family.
Yeah, and on that note, Joe, I'm thinking this year we may have a different impact, man, because as schools has just started, Let Us Make Man now becomes kind of like a North Star to the community.
Absolutely.
We used to do it in April. So, we just encouraging the family and everybody, man, around the world really to jump on and let's do what our Let Us Make Man logo says. Let's have a gathering. September 12th.
Amen.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Amen. Hey, I love that, man. And I want to say I was on a conference this weekend, a Black educational panel, and I'm so excited that Let Us Make Man is doing that virtual panel right now, because you talk about striking when the iron is hot, brother. And with everybody in virtual education right now more than ever, our young African-American students are thirsting for knowledge. Hey, I give kudos to Colombo and Bobby Jackson and what he's been doing at his schools over there. And so many of the Afrocentric schools. The great thing, that's not a but, that's an and. The great thing is now all these students like, I want more. Hey, It's all online. How can I get this? So thank you for Let Us Make Man doing that and doing it in a perfect time frame where everybody's engaging scholastically right now, man. And keep that up. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Joe. And Jared, before we jump off and do a link in this chain, brother, I need you to give us a Black August, vision for this week, bro. Bless us with a nugget. Keep Black August in the minds of our community.
Well, brothers, really the nugget is the fight is still going on, and we see that injustice is still and bright. They're going to fight us tooth and nail because there's the notion that people can be inhumane to us, that people could use the law as a mechanism to be inhumane to us, to use old norms of violence, state violence, and justify state violence against Black people. I know people like to talk about this notion of Black on Black crime, but there's white on white crime at the same statistical level. There's Latino crime on the same statistical level, which just means you kill, you rob the people nearest to you. All groups do the exact same thing. So when they have that argument about Black on Black, that's not the argument. The argument is state violence against us. And so we need to just continue to be strong, continue to do our working out. I'm doing 5 miles a day for the last 2 months straight, Brother Fred. Sometimes if I run more, I'll do 3 miles. But so we need to know. I'm saying that to say we got to stay in shape, because we never know what we're going to be asked to do. And at the beginning of that marching, I was, to do a mile, I was like, man, that's tiresome. So what's required of us, especially our group, to help the youth organize, to bring things together, we got to be in shape mentally, spiritually, and physically, and so that's where we are, brother.
I appreciate it, man. So keep that at the top of our minds, Joe. And man, great show, man. We had a Black Man Lab first tonight. And thank you, bruh, for bringing that to us live over at Next Level. And so now, man, Joe, you got any announcements?
I don't. We'll have all the information out for all these amazing organizations. It'll be on our website. We'll send links out and whatnot. So just be on the lookout on our social media for us supporting one another.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So before we do, I'm a link in this chain. Just want to remind our listeners and viewing audience that the Black Man Lab resource page, resources at blackmanlab.org. Again, resources at blackmanlab.org. We assist brothers in our community, young and old, and 4 broad areas: education, housing, re-entry, and counseling services, man. So hit us up with a question about those things if you in need or you know somebody in need. That's all I got, Joe. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Joe, you want to take us out?
Sure, man. Okay, so I'm not as well endowed with the knowledge as brother David. Oh, go ahead.
I got it. Look, man. So as we do, Mama and Jerry Algani, who I knew as well, with Miley doing that work for NCOBRA, which is our reparations organization. She was one of our strong leaders in the fight for reparations. So Sister Algani has since passed away. Rest in peace. She taught us this as we locked arms, and we made it a part of our Black Man Lab tradition. And so what we do when we close out every week as a reminder until we reconnect on next Monday is that we say, I'm a link in this chain. So repeat after me. I'm a link in this chain.
I'm a link in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't break here.
I'm a link in this chain.
I'm a link
in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't break here.
We are links in this chain.
We are links in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it
won't break here.
I say,
good brothers.
Man, love y'all, man. Great show. To the listening and viewing audience, tune in every week. Black Man Lab. See you next time.
All right, brother.
All right. Thanks, brothers.
Peace, brothers.